Hey guys, welcome to today's episode of Ask Matt Lloyd, and this is a very special episode. It's actually episode 300, and when I started this series at towards the start of 2015, to be honest, I really had no idea that it would keep on going on this long, and it's built up a lot of momentum. So I want to thank you if you've been watching these videos. I really appreciate it. So today's question comes from John in California, and John has asked, Matt, you just finished writing your first book. What was your process for writing it, and what advice do you have for someone who's about to write their first book? So yes, and shameless plug right here, it's called Limitless. It's out on the 25th of February, and it's basically everything that I've learned in the past 7 years, doing over $100 million in sales, paying out well over $50 million in commissions to people all around the world. So everything that I know about selling high ticket products online, it's in these pages. There's about 200 pages. If you get this book and you read this, I'm not even exaggerating, could save you at least a year trying to figure things out on your own, okay? It takes everything back to the basics, and it will really help you, okay? But let me answer the question. So firstly, let me tell you the story of how I wrote this. Less than 2 months ago, I had a speaker come to one of my titanium masterminds, and it was in Phuket, Thailand, and this speaker was by the name of Raymond Aaron. And I hadn't met Raymond. That was the first time we actually met. But Raymond, his whole thing is he'll show you how to write your first book. And so we got to talking one night before he actually went on stage. And I told him that, Raymond, I've actually been thinking about writing my first book, but I've been thinking about it for about 3 years now, and maybe one day I'll do it. And he started telling me about his method just for getting it done and getting it done really quick. And I started thinking, okay, well, maybe I could actually do this sooner. So after that event, I got back home, and I was in my office, and again, I was talking to Raymond about something else. And we got to talking about the book, and I just said on the phone call, I said to him, you know what, Raymond, this weekend, I'm going to start writing my book. And he said, okay. And to be honest, I'm not sure if I really was 100% committed to it at that point, but I started to think, okay, yeah, maybe I could do it this weekend. So knowing myself and how I have a tendency to sometimes procrastinate and sometimes make excuses, I thought to myself, okay, I'm going to go on Facebook and I'm going to post publicly that, you know what, this weekend I'm writing my very first book. And I went and did that. So I got to mid-Friday, and I was scheduled to start writing this book. And what I did is I went to a hotel about 5 minutes away from where I live, and I checked in for Friday, Saturday, Sunday night, and I told them that I want them to turn off all my Wi-Fi, don't let any phone calls in, nothing, no distractions whatsoever. I said to them, I want to be completely undisturbed. And I told everyone in my company, I told them on Skype, I'm not going to be reachable for 3 days. And for me, that's a very long time. I'm used to being very accessible to my team and to certain people that I work with in Moab. So I said, don't disturb me for 3 days. And I actually only told one person where I was going to be and how to reach me on my phone. So I gave myself 30 days to get it done. And I had a little notepad, and I wrote out 30 hours. So I did the first hour. I must have done the first hour around 7 p.m. Friday night. And I worked until about 4 or 5 a.m. So I did my first 8 hours. Next day, I started at around lunchtime. Again, I worked till about 4 a.m., something like that. And I didn't do it all in one sitting, by the way. I did it in 1 hour blocks. And what I would do is I would do an hour block, take a 5-minute break, do another hour block, take a 5-minute break. And on day 2, Saturday, I even started going outside of my hotel room, and I went down to the Starbucks. I then went to a restaurant, and I would do 1 or 2 hours in each location just to break it up. And I'll be honest with you, it was very, very hard. It's hard to stay focused on one really important project like that, because I'm so used to, yes, being interrupted and getting disturbed and changing directions constantly, that when you are forced to really focus on one project, it's not easy, but you get a lot done. You're 10 times more productive than you are when you have Facebook and Gmail and Skype open. Okay, so towards Sunday, so I was now about 20 hours into it, and when I was writing through this whole time, I wasn't really judging what I was writing. I was just letting it flow out. And that's the first piece of advice I'm going to give you. If you're going to write your first book, when you start writing, don't overly judge what you're writing, what you're putting onto that page. Just let it all flow out. It's all about getting the information in your head, which, by the way, is worth a lot of money, whether you realize that or not. It's about getting that information out onto the page. So you don't overanalyze anything, you just let it flow. And so I did that for the 3 days, and I ended up writing about 65,000 words, okay, which I found out after was quite a bit. You know, I didn't know at the time. I was just writing. And my whole mindset was, as I sat down, I told myself, I want to keep my fingers moving. I want to be typing non-stop. And so by the end of it, I had pretty sore hands. So after 30 hours, I had my very first draft done, and it was a mess. It was completely out of order. It was just a bunch of ideas and stories and lessons all put out on a page. So then what I did is I actually sent it to an editor. I had a friend who's done a lot of books and who doesn't actually write most of his books. He has a ghostwriter, which no one really knows about because a lot of authors out there, especially in our niche, they have ghostwriters. So I sent the notes to this ghostwriter. Now I want to be very clear. He did not write any of the actual content. All he did was edit and organize for structure. So everything in this book I wrote myself. He just started to move things around. He added a contents, page numbers, organized everything, form paragraphs. I'm so used to writing email copy where the copy is all broken up, you know, line by line just about. So he had to put it all into paragraphs, but all of my original content was kept there. Okay, so after about a week, he was done with that. He then sent it back to me. And then what I did is I went to another hotel, and this time I gave myself 15 hours to edit, okay, just to edit. And I got to tell you, editing is much harder than actually just writing. It's much harder because you have to really analyze what you're writing. And plus, you have to make tough decisions about what do I cut out. You can't keep everything in there because that stream of consciousness, when you write the first draft, it can be messy, repetitive. So when you edit, it's like pruning, you know, you got to cut certain things out. So I did that for 15 hours. Again, I did it in 1 hour blocks. That was quite challenging, but all up, I ended up spending 45 hours of concentrated work to write the book. Finally, I took that very final version and I sent it to a copywriter. Again, not to rewrite any sections for me or anything like that, but just to make it flow, just to polish it. That's it. But that's how I got it done. So, you know, with the help of a couple of editors and really just a lot of hard work, that's how you get your first book done. And so my advice to you is pick a date that you're going to do it, ideally sooner than later. Don't keep putting it off because once you've done it, it's a really good feeling. And now I think to myself, you know what, I think I can write some more. So you want to pick a date, do it in a block of time. So like I did, I gave myself 3 days, the whole weekend to get it done. Work in 1 hour blocks, turn off all your distractions, Wi-Fi, phone, everything like that so you're not disturbed. Don't overly judge what you're putting on the page and just get all of your ideas and knowledge out and try and focus it around one central idea. When I wrote this, I decided to focus it around high-ticket affiliate marketing. So the book shows someone who's never done affiliate marketing before, first of all, what affiliate marketing is, how it all works, the 3 levels or 3 stages that someone goes through as an affiliate marketer and how much money they can make at each stage. And then it gives some specific strategies to actually start bringing in some cash. And all throughout it, it's full of case studies and everything like that, just to really support the structure, okay? So that's how you get it done. And then finally, you get someone to design it. These, what you're looking at here, these cost us, these are the first 8 versions. And to be honest, at the time of filming, in the pages is the draft. So it's not the very, very final version. But we got these back in about 48 hours. We had a rush job. We sent them to a printer and they gave them back to us in about 48 hours. The page design was a lady called Hawada on my team. So Hawada, thank you very much. I like it. And so that's that. I got the books back. There's services out there that will actually print your books and then send them to your customers and handle all of that, all the fulfillment. And to do a book like this is a pretty good quality as far as the cover and the pages. It might cost you maybe about $7, $8 US per copy. Okay, so to me, it's more than worth it because it's going to bring us a lot of business, and it's also going to help a lot of our customers. Especially, I'm excited to get this into the hands of our affiliates because I know a lot of them out there. Sometimes they're struggling. A lot of them are brand new to the industry. This book will clear up a lot of things. Okay, so that's how you get your first book done. Hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for supporting the show, and I will see you tomorrow.